The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are The Bostonian versus The Book.
You covered! You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus The Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, boys and girls? How are you? You picked a great day to join us for the Bostonian versus the Book. My team will lead it going in a second. I got a lot to say today. Matt Perrault, Dave Sherapan, Roll Call Friday. Later in the show, you get your handle called out if you are in our live chat on YouTube. So if you're watching on Twitter X, come to YouTube at Boston versus the Book. Get in there. Comment where you are. Tell us where you're watching, and we will get to you later on in the program. We have a surprise guest at the top. This show is international. The Brigade is international. We are going international here in just 1 second. We are every night on Sports Grid TV. When they put me on, I'm on Sports Grid TV. They don't always put me on Sports Grid TV. Sometimes buttons don't get pushed. People fall asleep. You know, happens. But yes, tonight and, well, live later tonight as well. We are Sirius XM channel 159. Dave, how are you? The swear over under bar button. Will, I'm just going to apologize right now. Get ready. How are you on this Friday?
Hi, I'm Dave Sherapan. I'm the Book. He's Matt Perrault. He's the Bostonian. He's the Celtics fan of the crew. Although a lot of people were very big Celtics fans yesterday.
Sure.
Some of their guys' props went over.
Yes.
The Dallas ones didn't. And we're going to bloviate and listen to you talk about the Celtics. Yes, we're going to talk about the Stanley Cup Final, which starts tomorrow. We got Roll Call Friday, which we do every single Friday when we do the show, where people come in, tell us where they're watching the show from. In about 75 minutes, I need the 3-digit area code where you are. Great avatars. We asked a question in the chat before we actually hit the music, and I told them we had a surprise guest. You just did it at the top of the show. Did you see the guesses? They want the Edmonton Oiler fan who went viral.
Bonvie. Well, we'll do Bonvie later. If
Not Bonvie. The woman that told everybody she was an Oiler fan down in Dallas.
Oh, that woman.
No, we couldn't find her. We efforted. We couldn't get her for the show today.
OnlyFans has her locked down. We're up, we know.
Apparently so. Chef Benny had a good guess. Chef B said, are we having Sydney on the show today? No, we are not having Sydney on the show today. Boys, stay calm. All right. Like the kids say, you ain't got to be so thirsty. We will quench your thirst.
There is no babe coming on the show, Benny.
Not happening today.
No babe.
Everybody relax. Everybody relax. But first order of business, I need the city where you're watching the show from. I need you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Numbers are going up. We appreciate it. Shorts are going, getting caught in the algorithm.
Sure.
You got a nice one. You said about the Caitlin Clark discussion and things like that. So we have things happening right now. Just to get everybody warmed up, hit the city. Just type it out. Like I'm in Las Vegas. Matt is in Las Vegas. Just say Las Vegas NV, wherever you're watching the show from. Because like we got Vinny Konowinski, who's from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and he's down in St. Augustine, Florida, hanging out. Look at this. I mean, the number for the states today is 40.5. Pretty good number.
Oof.
It might be the number of runs scored in London for the Phillies and the Mets this weekend. Nobody knows what to make of that number. Nobody can find a number. There's not a number on planet Earth for the total in the Phillies and the Mets tomorrow in London. Do you know of anyone that we could ask other than like Butchie? Because I've been on the phone all morning trying to get a hold of somebody who may or may not be able to give us an on-the-ground report or something that we could get.
Can we just go there? Can we just go to London?
Can we just go to London?
I may look like I'm in China. but I am in London. There are people driving down the streets on pink pedicabs. If I look behind me right here, I've got the old London taxi right here.
Oh, the OG.
Oh my Jesus! So I literally just left the fan experience that I randomly happened upon for the Philly and the Mets, and we had people taking batting practice. That was a game. They had old Phillies players. They had old Mets players. I tell you what, the Philly fans showed out today. There were a lot of Philly fans cheering, a lot of Mets getting booed. And now you can see my brother, my older brother in the background.
Nice.
And my father.
Hey.
So we were here for the Isle of Man TT. So if you, it's just a madhouse down here. The British people know how to stand in line because I had to stand in line for about 20 minutes to get into the place. It was free. You could get your own card made and all those things. But it's definitely a nice festive atmosphere. Heard a lot of New York accents, and I'm like, am I in Chinatown, London, or am I in Chinatown, New York? What the hell is going on here? I think hell is okay, right? Sorry.
This is one of our wrenches, Mikey Austin. You guys know him in the chat. You know him on the Twitter. Mikey reached out. Everything happens on Friday. And if you don't, you're not a part of the brigade. You got to be a part of the brigade because Mikey polices it in the chat.
Oh my God, what is that?
This is fantastic.
What is that?
Mikey,
what is that?
wearing the hat. Look, dude.
That's a pedicab.
How's the trip?
I wear the hat everywhere. The hat is getting old.
It's all right.
The trip is amazing. We spent about 5 days on the Isle of Man. If nobody
there.
So the Isle of Man TT is a motorcycle race. It's very, very dangerous. Multiple people die every year, which is sad, but they know the risk. So not to bum anybody out, but what it is they're going about 37 3/4 mile around the Island of Man, or the Isle of Man, and they flat out just get it. I mean, it's a dangerous mountain road course, and you're about from here to my phone, and you can almost reach out. You don't want to, but you can almost reach out and touch the motorcycle riders. They also have sidecar races, but if you look it up, it's a really, really, really cool race, and it'll give you goosebumps because you know that they're living life on the edge. They're living life in the present. They don't live life a second from now. They're living life right now.
You're there with your dad, your brother. Do you ride a motorcycle? Like why? What?
How fast do you go? Yeah, how fast are you going?
Yeah. I ride motorcycles. I'm a third generation motorcycle rider. How fast are they going? The lap record was just set, but the lap record is like 135 kilometers per hour. So it's like it's up 90, there. It's 180, 200 mile an hour, somewhere around. I mean, it's getting it. But once you when you're on the island and it's race day, all you hear is
it's a pretty good sound effect. My God.
It's ridiculous.
That's a good sound effect.
Yeah. Mikey.
Oh, it's can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Listen, we're gonna let you go.
It's fast. I think I'm losing your signal, but can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but it's getting choppy. We're going to let you go. I'll text you later.
Great stuff, man.
Give your dad a hug. Thanks for checking in from London.
Because I got to grab some dinner in Chinatown.
Go.
All right.
It's a nighttime show there. We'll see you later.
Going to enjoy it. That's Mikey Austin joining us live from, my goodness, international start to BVB is always fun when we get this, as he was from Chinatown, London, for not the London series, but for a bike race I'd never heard of before. He sent me pictures of it, but I didn't think it was the most dangerous race in the world.
He told me about this when I was back there and we got together, and him and his wife, and we went to dinner and went to lunch, and it turned into dinner, and then we went and hung out another night. But he told me about this race, and I was like, dude, what, are you seriously? I thought at first he was trying to get in it. Like I thought it was for just people that race motorcycles or ride motorcycles. He's like, no, I'm going to watch. and he showed me some pictures in a quick video. I've never been on a motorcycle. Have you?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah. I mean, I've ridden pretty much everything that I've ridden. ATVs, I've ridden motorcycles, I've ridden, 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, RVs, cars, race cars. I've done a lot. The Let's Talk Wheels side of my life, you don't know much about, but I've done a lot of those things because of Let's Talk Wheels.
Yeah. It explains the fact of how fast you
snowmobiles.
Yeah.
Right. SoCal, mark London on the map. Yes.
Cross London off.
Yeah.
That's
For Roll Call Friday.
Country international. That's good. So, ask the chat. You guys, have you ever ridden a motorcycle? I think it's probably what is it, a 50-50? Do you think?
Probably. I mean, I really took me probably a day to learn the clutch on a motorcycle. Like it's trickier than it looks.
Right.
To riding a motorcycle. Like the electric bikes that they've got now are ridiculous because you don't have to change gears. You just go ahead and just go zip and it's zzz, and you fly. So it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are new show. Let's Talk Wheels merges. I've been doing it for 10 years. You guys just don't know that. I've been doing Let's Talk Wheels since I went to Houston, Texas. So it's been a while. I've been doing Let's Talk Wheels for a long time. That's how I get the cars, John. That's how I get different cars.
That's the car deal.
Yeah, that's how you guys ever see me. I'm not driving. I drive a different car every week. So,
and, talk about it on this show and everything else. And if you've ever ridden in the car with P. Rolt when he drives, it's not like he's driving all the time like those guys are driving apparently on the Isle of Man. But sometimes I've been in the car with you driving and I'm just like,
zip.
I
haven't even driven one of the fun cars yet. I mean, one of the fun.
You've asked me that one time to go off-roading and I was like, I'm busy.
I'm
good because
the off-roading in Nevada is tremendous. It's one of the most fun things about living here that people don't do nearly enough. Like you could do some really cool stuff in the desert, off-roading, either in the desert or in the mountains, one of the two, or both, because you can do both at the same time. So, a K2 Addison. Hello. Okay. That's got some pop to it.
It explains a lot.
Right. I've never driven a Harley, Vic. I've never done a bike of that. Every bike I've ever ridden, I've done 2 motorcycles and both of them were pretty light. The Harleys are super heavy. Like they are heavy bikes and they can be dangerous. I mean, straight up, they can kill you. I mean, it's no debate that it's a dangerous, especially here. People drive like maniacs with bikes here.
I almost got clipped by one yesterday on a freeway. He decided to just pass on the left inside. He was like, I heard him going by my rear view mirror. Like I could have reached out and touched him.
Right.
I didn't see him till he was by me.
Yep.
I mean, had I just leaned left, he was gone. And you're right. Papap drove one for a long time. Papap had a Harley here. The kids on the road with him and stuff. He was a very good driver. My brother Doug has a Harley. That's his relaxation. I mean, people like to get on a motorcycle and just go for a ride.
Oh yeah, no, I do that with driving. I just love to drive. So like motorcycles, I get the freedom. I get that feeling of just being able to go out there and open it up and have a good time. I could totally respond to that. And I agree. It's awesome to have it. This is just a little bit of breaking news that I want to put up quickly. So I can't do the full wrap like I normally do, but if this is accurate, this is one of the most embarrassing things I've seen in a long time. Remember when the Scottie Scheffler audio came out?
Yeah.
And the cop said he was bleeding and that you dragged.
Ripped the pants and all that stuff. Yeah, he ripped the pants.
That's what happened.
Oh. Let me just pull that up real
quick. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, I mean, bro.
That's one of the most embarrassing things I've seen in a long time.
Oh, man.
So for everyone that was on
just
this
saying,
point,
I don't know, them pants look $80.
Yeah, and for everybody that was talking about, the police and how this was, and Scottie dragged him and he was bleeding, and you can't let a guy, hurt an officer. He had a boo-boo. Oh, he had a boo-boo.
What voice is
that? I'm sorry.
Doing? What is that voice?
Your pants got ripped. Talk about ego trip. My God. Like at every turn, this is getting worse and worse and worse for the officer in question with the Louisville Police Department. Like they never should have pressed charges. They should have gone, this is going to get really, really bad. Just let it go. Just get rid of it. And the fact that they pressed charges, the fact that the guy, remember the cop said, well, if he presses charges, you're going to get arrested. And the cop was like, yes, press charges. Like, wow, man, your ego is tiny. You got a soft ego. You got bruised a little bit and you wanted Scottie Scheffler to pay for it. Woo, that's bad.
Oh, man.
My daughter has a raspberry worse than that from falling down on the cement.
I hate those raspberries.
We arrested a guy for a felony, put him in jail before his tournament. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he is somebody who got, maybe there is somebody who had money down on Scottie Scheffler to want to make sure he had a rough day.
Oh, please don't make everything a gambling scandal. We'll talk gambling scandals later. We got Linehan coming up to talk gambling scandals. There's no gambling scandal. It was a misunderstanding. Let's get over it. Let's get past it. And let's get
misunderstanding. Dude he was in contention to win a major and they put him in jail for a felony.
It was
for a felony.
It sounds like it was extra.
Whew.
Was
bad.
Bad.
All right. Bad. What happened last night?
Oh, God. Oh,
you all forgot.
Oh, boy.
You asked for it.
Oh, boy.
And you got it.
Aye.
You all forgot, didn't you? Tried to tell you. Tried to warn you. You forgot who the fucking Celtics are with Kristaps Porzingis.
Hey! He was a huge favorite to swear first today. He just did it. We're under the 20-minute mark.
Forgot. I tried to warn all the 89% of you, the 90% of you that ran off like a buffalo off the cliff, like I told you. It was the U2 video. You all got on that buffalo train and you ran right off the fucking cliff. Whee! Bye. They were down 17 points after the first quarter. It's the biggest margin after one quarter in NBA Finals history. The game was over. And I can't get past this, guys. If one more person says, well, the second, third, and fourth quarters were close. Second, third, and fourth quarters were close because the Celtics destroyed the Mavericks. There was no point in trying. The game was over. So we're going to say that the Mavericks get a moral victory out of staying close for the second, third, and fourth quarters when the game was already over? Like, what are we doing? That's your justification for taking the Mavs in game two. Holy shit. Wow. That's saying something right there to me if you're going to roll with that. I mean, blasted in game one. Win. I thought they were going to be rusty. I thought the layoff was going to be rusty. I thought Porzingis couldn't play because he was going to be, he's hurt all the time. So Kristaps can't play. I'm waiting for all of these talking heads. Stephen A. Smith, the Dallas Mavericks are deeper than the Boston Celtics.
Oh, boy.
Really?
Oh, boy.
Really?
Hi,
a guy comes off the bench and drops 20. Okay. He was a plus 13. Who on that bench came off there for the Mavericks? You were like, wow, that guy's he's unbelievable. He's great.
Yeah.
I mean, the referees, this is like in the Stanley Cup Finals. And get ready for this on Saturday. The referees aren't calling anything. They're not calling anything. You got to be bleeding to get a foul call. Because the league wants it that way.
You're not going to get a strawberry on your knee and get a call.
Correct. And Luka's got to stop crying.
Oh, this is what he does.
Whining, left and right. Like, learn how the game's being called because numerous Celtics got hammered too, and there weren't calls. I mean, numerous times, I saw White and Holiday both were like, what the hell? They got killed and no calls.
Yeah.
Luka still dropped 30 and 10. He still went off and played Luka. But this is the problem.
Assist, though. The assist
went
under it.
One assist got buried.
Yeah.
This is the problem. We talked about this going in. Team versus talent. The best player on the court is Luka Doncic. He's incredible. I'll give it to you. They don't have enough. Okay? Boston's A game, Dallas can't match it. They play their A game, it's over. If they play their C game, Dallas is live. Okay. And we saw it in the third quarter. Boston.
Wait. What about if they played a B game? You went right from A to C.
Because I think the B game means it's a one possession tight game going back and forth, and we'll see who can win that game. Boston can win a B game. They absolutely can. But Dallas is in the game if they play their B game. But if Boston plays A, can't match it. It's a level that they can't go to. They can't come close to that.
Albert Einstein's theory of relativity was A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? I think that's what it was. You guys in the chat, keep an eye on that for me if you can find that. I believe that's what it was. So A game, good. C game, Dallas a shot. The one thing that nobody's really talking about, and hello, Tommy Lorenzo. After game one, they went from minus 220 to minus 425, which last night some books made a little move to minus 380 or minus 400. And I was still on with Ranieri on that marathon that you probably should have been on, and there was a little misunderstanding, and I understand. Tonight, we will be on again. For those of you watching live, P. Ralt and I will be on from 5 to 7 Pacific, 8 to 10 Eastern, and the chat will be open 100%, and we will be bloviating more about the Celtics as well as previewing the Stanley Cup Final and everything else. But everybody you talked about forgot. What about Porzingis? Porzingis! There was a part of the movie in Hardball where the bookie answered the phone and he said, "Cucumbers! What about Porzingis?" He went from 50 to 1 to wake up this morning to 5 to 1, 7 to 1 to win the MVP. And we gave Fortenbaugh
the props.
We gave him the credit because you saw it on there. I'd seen it everywhere.
Yep.
There was a lot of people that were on that. Is he the MVP? Are you ready to say he's the guy?
No, I'm not willing. I mean, but he is the difference maker. So it just depends upon what you clarify as MVP. Boston now has gone 5-0 in games in the playoffs in which Jason Tatum has shot under 40%. So when
you said that too fast. You're talking, you sound like you're in Southie right now. You're so excited. The Boston accent has returned. Give me that stat again.
JT.
Yes.
When he shoots under 40%.
Jason Tatum.
Yep.
Okay.
Boston's 5-0.
So when he shoots under 40%, which isn't good, they win the game. They're undefeated.
Because it's more team basketball. The ball moves. If Jason Tatum's not hot, the team knows it and the ball moves. And Eric, I see you. You're right. You can make a strong case for the MVP of last night's game was Brown. His defense was amazing. My guy. He was amazing. Jaylen Brown was incredible. So his 3 blocks, I mean, that's something that you will see for a long time. If the Celtics win the NBA Finals, they win this series, you're going to see the blocks from game one because he had one series in which he had 2 blocks on 1 defensive possession, both at the rim, both one-on-one. And if he's blocking shots and Porzingis is blocking shots, this is what I told you going into the series where Boston with Kristaps on the floor, they are 2.9 points better defensively per 100 possessions when they have Porzingis. He changes everything. He's 7'3". He's a unicorn. I mean, it's hysterically funny because I thought Jason Kidd either didn't prepare for Porzingis or was shocked that he's 7'3" and he was constantly switching guards onto Porzingis, and all he did was shoot over the top left and right. Now, he was hot, so you could say, well, he doesn't always hit that mid-range shot. Okay. Yeah. But he was red hot from the mid-game, and they were easy shots. They weren't contested. They weren't tough. Those are easy buckets for him to hit from 10 to 15 feet.
I was most impressed with Porzingis' defense. Changed the game because when that run started in the first quarter, the plan, when you can't make the shots or you're missing, throw it inside, get to the foul line, something. Anything. Slow it down. They tried a couple times, and Porzingis was like, get that out of here.
Yeah. Breakaways.
Already gone over the swear total. Get that shit out of here. I mean, it was I immediately said to Joe, well, the line would have been higher had you known he was this good. Like, the line would have been higher. It would have been, I would have put it over to 7.
Right,
which
9.
they did in game 2 already. All the 7.5s have been gobbled up. So, you know, the books did good. I mean, we talked to Butchie on the chat. I ended up talking to him after. Celtics, very good. Under every single number. There wasn't one number in game, the entire game, that the total went over. So you couldn't find the bottom and go over and middle it. There was no bottom. It was a bottomless pit of shit. You went all the way down it. You chased it all the way down, and you didn't get nothing.
No.
So I don't even want to say it. We're not sweeping. We're not sweeping. But this might be 5.
If they don't win game 2, it's over. If Dallas does not win game 2, the series is over. Boston's winning a game in Dallas. They're going to split in Dallas. I told you that.
Yep. No,
and I said, look, I said Boston would win 1 game by double digits. That was last night.
Yep.
If they don't win game 2, if Boston, it should be a tighter game. Okay. I think taking the points, let that number run, let the public come in and bet it, and let it go all the way up to an 8.5 or wherever it stops, whatever the ceiling is. Take Dallas, because I do think Dallas will have more for Boston. But if Luka has 1 assist and his knee looks like it does defensively, they can't win this series. It can't be let Luka get 30 and then everybody else gets 10, 15 points. You can't do it. Boston's got too many weapons. They got too many shooters around the court. I mean, Sam Hauser is playing his ass off. I mean, that kid is coming in and playing huge minutes in the second team. Defensively on Luka, he went to, I credit Doris Burke, who, by the way, set the history mark last night. First female ever to broadcast NBA Finals. Congrats to her. She was great last night. Great job. And she pointed it out that Hauser had shut down Luka on back-to-back possessions, one-on-one.
Yep. Came in and shut him down. Nobody was talking about their defense before.
I was talking about their defense. No, because everyone got so caught up in Boston being the most efficient offense. They didn't check the other side. How good are they defensively? Oh, no, they're really good defensively. Like the best defensively with Porzingis on the court.
Wow. Football Guy 97 came in the chat and just said Celtics sweep. Mavs have nothing for Porzingis.
That's true, but how healthy will he be throughout the whole series, right? I mean, let's see what the leg feels like today. Now, the one benefit is we don't play till Sunday. If we were playing tomorrow, I might go, how sore is Porzingis going to be?
I want to remind everybody we're doing Sunday for the show.
Yep.
You and I.
Would have been way more fun last night. You would have had way more fun watching me last night than Sunday's gonna be tight. Sundays, I'll be surprised if Boston boat races them in game 2.
We can only hope.
I'd love it. I would love it.
We can only hope that the content will allow that. But we'll be live right here on the YouTube. On the YouTube and the Twitter. It's gonna the same show. It's a Sunday show.
Yep.
So watch along, watch the game, put it on mute if you want. Watch us on your device, on your tablet, on your laptop, next to watching the game, whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You have a feeling it's going to be tight?
I do. Yeah, I think they're playing for their life in game 2. Like when your coach is shown on national TV coming out and telling his guys, this is not us. We got to make major changes. Like the rah-rah Jason Kidd gave them. And then the third quarter, you get it down to 8. And then Boston goes, oh, yeah, that's right. We can kick the shit out of you. And they go and blow it up to 20. See you later. Like that. Boston just goes click and it's over. That's the problem for Dallas. The runs for Boston are going to be way bigger than the runs for Dallas.
I said that to you last night briefly when we were talking. I said the runs are longer and more points. It's like getting hit with that uppercut or power punch where the Mavs are jabbing.
Who's she calling brother?
This is the wrench. This is little Consig Kendall. I love when she gets in there and starts talking like that. But she's right. Like she's watching the games.
Right.
And she told me yesterday. I literally asked her before I went on Sports and I told you that when we did the show. I looked at her and said, who's going to win? She goes, Celtics, bro. Come on.
He needs surgery. We know this. His knee is mangled. Like his knee is totally done. They shoot it up. And when he tweaks it or moves it wrong, only so much pain-killing medication you can give a guy before he starts to get hobbled. To play, he's got to run around and play defense. And I on my Twitter account @SportsTalkMatt, a guy had an awesome breakdown of the number of times that Boston put him in to a pick and roll situation, and they attacked him. Like everybody has talked about Luka's offense. Boston decided to get him tired by attacking him on defense.
It's a story as old as time. and they knew it, and they didn't have an answer for it. And I don't know what's gonna happen between now and Sunday that's gonna really change that.
Well,
Like,
I think
you can attack Porzingis and get him in foul trouble, right?
correct, but he's not going to play enough minutes to get in foul trouble.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter. He's not going to be out there long enough for it to really matter.
Yes.
Because Al Horford, I told you that's why I bet the Al Horford prop to hit last night, because
Good call.
Al is going to get a lot of minutes. Al is going to play. Porzingis is coming off the bench. Is Joe Mazzulla's maybe his best decision in a long time, maybe ever, because that off the bench is like, oh my God.
Right.
There's no answer for that. Like,
no,
Horford's a problem for them anyway, because they got children playing the center position for the Mavericks. So, like, they got a lot of inexperienced guys who were clearly Lively was over his head last night the entire game. He kept on getting dumb fouls and yelling at the referees, and you could tell that kid was pressing. Maybe he comes down and plays better. But the thing that the Dallas Mavericks did so well to every other team, we talked about it yesterday on the show, is that their pick and roll game to a lob is what caused so many teams in the Western Conference problems. Jason Tatum is a pterodactyl. He is enormous. When he gets out on the wing, you can't put a pick and roll with him and Jaylen Brown and come out ahead. So that pick and roll lob game is gone for the Mavericks. So they better figure out a way to run some other offense and get other guys involved, because Kyrie and Luka can't do all the heavy lifting, and Kyrie's going to play better. Okay. He's going to play better. He'll score more than he did last night, but who else is going to step up? PJ Washington was a huge weapon for them in the series against the Mavericks. Is he going to be as good against Boston? I don't think so. They're just too damn deep. They got defensive guys, and all five guys play defense. Porzingis at 6, look out. He's a complete changer of your shot. How many times did Luka drive and go, oh, there's Porzingis? Like
what he did in the first quarter changed the whole thing that Dallas was thinking we got to do. Now, they did play him even, like you said, when you have a 17-point lead to begin, all you need to do is play even,
right,
lose
and you
win
win
by a point, and you still win by 13. It's without even trying. So it's situation is different. How many games does the series go? Put it in the chat right now. Right, we've seen one. Does this go 4, 5, 6, or 7? What do you think we get the most of?
5.
I mean, after today, I think 5 will be the most common answer.
5, yeah. It comes down to game 2 to me. Okay, if Boston wins game 2, it's going 5. If Dallas wins game 2, it could go 6 or 7. Like I think we'll be in for a split. It'll be 2-2. Going to game 5, Boston wins game 5. I could see Dallas winning game 6, and then we go back to game 7. And I get it. Everyone's saying that this is a 7-game series, not a 1-game series. I totally understand. But the changes needed to be made into game number 2 for Dallas defensively. Offensively, they were held to a playoff low, 89 points by Boston in game 1. I don't know how many points Dallas is going to score more than that. 95? I'd be surprised to see Dallas get into the hundreds unless they get red hot from the 3-point line, which is possible. It can happen.
Numbers the same as far as the total for game 2.
Yeah, because they think that they're going to hit more threes. I mean, it's difficult for the books from a total perspective because Boston is number 1 in makes and attempts in 3-point shooting, and Dallas is number 2 in attempts and 3 in makes. So, like, both these teams jack threes. So it's tough to make a number really low. Yep. Because if teams get hot, if both teams are hitting threes, this number is going to run.
Right.
Like you're going to go 220, 230. Remember, the game in
Boston. We got a lot of 6s. I'm surprised. We got 6s.
Remember
in the chat, we got a couple 5s. I see John in there, 5. Gio DeWap says 5. David says 6. Jimmy Football 6. Whitrock 5. Football Guy 97 is 4. There's no, I mean, it's not a sweep.
It's on the table. It's on the table. 100% on the table. Boston sweeping's on the table. 100%. But remember, the total for the game in Boston was 240.5 for Boston in Dallas. Okay? 240.5. That was
went over, didn't it?
No, went under by 11 points. But that was what the books thought that we were going to get out of Boston and Dallas.
And that was full everybody good roster.
Yep, that was a full roster. Kristaps Porzingis, that was everybody. That was a full roster. It was, I think it was on the 1st of March, I think, when that game got played. So the books in the regular season were looking at a much faster paced, higher scoring game. Playoff basketball, fine. Each possession is more important. Scrutinized players. This is the two best teams in basketball. You're meeting in the finals. So I get why the number is depressed. I don't know. I mean, how far depressed? I don't know. But Celtics team total first half, 56.5 was way wrong.
Good number.
Okay. It's going to be 62 in game 2, right? 62, or are we right back to 56.5 because the total's the same? We're going to rinse and repeat and put the same number.
It's not going to move much. I don't think. I think it'll be 57.5. I haven't looked yet. One of our guys, Tim Campbell, in the chat, TC, my buddy, he just said to please remind Matt, game 1, 1985 finals. Celtics 148, Lakers 114. I'm not saying.
Do me a favor. Run that roster for me. Run that Laker roster for me and tell me how many Lakers had championships on that roster.
I believe there were a couple.
A couple? There's 3 Hall of Famers on that roster.
I think so.
There's not 3 Hall of Famers on this Mavericks team, so please do not throw that at me. 1. Kyrie. 2. Who's the 3rd?
Kyrie's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah. Kyrie Irving? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or Kyrie's a Hall of Famer. Yes.
All right. So there's 2. Jason Kidd, coach.
Is he playing in the game?
I don't think he can give him a couple. I mean, I'd be able to give him a couple minutes, but it's just an example of it happened before. They called that the Boston Massacre. Where were you in 1986? Do you remember?
Boston, home. Boston won the series the next year. Okay, so that roster, by the way, just to run it down, was Kareem, Mike Cooper, Magic Johnson,
pretty good.
James Worthy,
he's good.
Byron Scott, Kurt Rambis. Okay, I mean, if you want to make the comparison that this Mavericks team is akin to the '85 Lakers, good luck. Good luck. I'm here for it. Make the case, please.
James Worthy.
I'm here.
James Worthy.
Yes, James Worthy.
James Worthy was good.
Yes, James Worthy was very good. It was James Worthy's second year in the league, by the way. He was a second-year pro that year.
Man, he could fly.
They all could fly. Byron Scott could fly.
Shota!
Magic Johnson could fly. Did I say Magic? I think I skipped over Magic, didn't I?
No, you said Magic. Yeah,
okay.
We started
Kareem, Michael Cooper, Magic Johnson, Kurt Rambis, Byron Scott, James Worthy. It's one of the all-time best teams ever. That's an all-time team. Okay. It's an all-time team.
Wow. Sunday's going to be interesting if Boston loses. If Dallas wins game 2, going home with the tie 1-1, it's going to be fun. The show's going to be excellent. I'm going to, 3/4 of the audience showing up to root against you.
That's fine. By the way, that team had won 2 championships before the 85 season. So them losing game 1, they'd already been there. Let's be honest. The Mavericks pooped their pants. Okay. That's what they did. That's what they did. Okay. Let's be honest. It's what they did.
They shat in their pants.
Yes. They get out there and it was a little dribble out of their depends.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Okay. Let's be honest. So please save me the conversations about the 85 Lakers being akin to the 2024 Dallas Mavericks,
but
who have never played. Only one player on that roster had played in the finals before, and he wasn't that good last night. He was okay. He even said it. He'll be better. He'll be better. But Kyrie wasn't outstanding. He wasn't outstanding. So, no, Keith Wilkes was not on that team. Jamal Wilkes was, not Keith. Wilkes. Yes, Jamal Wilkes was on that roster for the Bob McAdoo was on that team. He was backing up Kareem. I mean, come on. Like, let's not talk about the 85
What
Lakers.
A team.
Like, can we please not? Like, it's not even
Larry's back was hurting. There was a lot of when a lot of the issues started.
Sure, yeah. I mean, it was a great, and that rivalry was amazing. Lakers won 4 championships.
Celtics roster from that year.
Yeah, Celtics won 3 titles in the 80s, and the Lakers won 4. I mean, that was unbelievable. Those two teams dominated the 80s.
Can't imagine being in the book for those years. That had to be tough years to be a bookie back then. I mean, they won all the time. Couldn't imagine the team with Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Scott, I'm going to have to be like 10-point favorites every single night. That'd be ridiculous.
I would love. I wonder what that was. That their ATS was. The Celtics roster was Danny Ainge, Larry Bird, Rick Carlisle, ML Carr, Dennis Johnson, Greg Kite, Cedric Maxwell, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish.
Rooted like hell for that team.
Okay,
not even ashamed to say it. We had a bunch of people on yesterday on Sports Grid, and I'd asked them where they were from and stuff. And then one guy was like, "Yeah, I'm a closet Celtics fan, like from back in the day. Like,
right, you are.
There were times that somebody rooted against the Lakers and for the Celtics. Now they weren't necessarily. So, you lived there. You're
Celtics Hall of Famers are Larry Bird, Dennis Johnson, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. There's 4 Hall of Famers on that roster for Boston.
Damn.
So
those were fun times.
Like. Bob McAdoo is better than Larry Bird. What are you doing, SoCal? Come on now. Bob McAdoo was good though. He was good. Bob McAdoo was good. 14 years, MVP in 1975. Won 2-time with the Lakers. Oh, McAdoo is a Hall of Famer. So they have 5. Sorry, forgot about Bob McAdoo in the Hall of Fame.
There you
go. Lakers had 5. There were 5 Hall of Famers on that roster for the Lakers.
Yep.
Can we stop? Can we stop? No, Walton joined the team the next year. Walton joined the team in 86. Right? Because they beat the Rockets. They beat the Rockets in 86.
But did you see the Celtics come out in that Walton t-shirt?
Well, some of the Lakers did too. Some of the Mavericks did too. It was cool.
That was awesome.
His whole family was there. They had a whole booth. It was awesome.
I didn't see it. Oh,
yeah. His whole family had a booth. The Celtics gave him a suite. They all were there to honor their dad.
Good.
Pretty damn cool. And then have him come out and play like that. And have Porzingis. I mean, Walton was kind of the 80s version of that when healthy.
Right.
Guy who could step out. He was a rare jump shooting big who could do hook shots and could play both back to the basket and face up.
Yeah.
Defensive presence. He was tremendous. Walton was great. Just injuries just sapped him, but he was the perfect backup for Robert Parrish.
Right.
Who just really didn't have a big motor and got hurt a lot.
Right.
So, man, I used to think those guys, that up and under move that McHale would do and that up top shot that he would make, that Robert Parrish would make was just so cool. Kyrie did say something after the game last night that I thought was pretty interesting because he said, I thought it was going to be louder. If I'm Boston, I ignore him. If I'm the fan base, I ignore Kyrie because this comment he's trying to get under Boston's fan skin and he's trying to make it about him. I would ignore it. I wouldn't even boo him anymore.
What if he just meant he thought it would be louder?
That's not Kyrie Irving. This is the guy who said the world's flat. This is the guy who took sage and went ahead and saged the entire Celtics, the TD Garden. This is the guy who stepped on the leprechaun intentionally. Like this is a guy who does everything calculated. He does not do anything just talking. Everything he says has a purpose.
Maybe it wasn't loud.
I don't think it was loud, but I think he's trying to make it so they pay attention to him. His ego needs it.
When you go up 17, I mean, it was rocking in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of a snooze fest the rest of the way.
Fair.
You know, it's hard to maintain that level of excitement. I don't know, anticipation. It all builds up, and then you keep looking up, and you're up 10 the whole time. I mean, it got to 8
once,
and it was like, maybe, and then boom, like you said, they literally felt like a switch was flipped.
Yeah,
and the in game went from it was down to 7.5,
right,
and even 6.5. It flashed.
Wow,
and by the time me and Ranieri were finished with a segment, we went to break. I looked down; it was 14.5 again. And I was like, that's done. It's
Kyrie Irving's last 11 games against the Boston Celtics.
How's that? Let's see what that looks like. That don't look too good.
It's 0-11, guys.
That's not good.
It's 11 consecutive losses against the Boston Celtics for Kyrie Irving.
Right
there. L. 3 with Dallas, 8 with the Brooklyn Nets. All losses.
Thank you, Boston Sports Info. Appreciate that.
Kyrie has yet to beat the Celtics his last 11 trips.
Are there other cities that have Twitter accounts devoted to just their city info like that?
Your team does. Pittsburgh. I've seen you retweet Pittsburgh sports.
Oh, I got a couple guys that are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think every city's got people.
92 Pirates at 92 Pirates.
Yeah,
Follow him.
It's just that it's more fun to do it for Boston. That's all.
For some, it's fun. For others,
for
it's
most,
annoying.
for most, it's more fun to do it because the winning is a lot. So it's just take it and go.
Sunday live YouTube channel, 5:00 at Symbol Boston versus the Book.
I probably will be on Dallas
live, ready to go.
Before we get to Linehan, I probably would be on Boston. Or sorry, on Dallas rather, plus the points. What's this number go to for Sunday? It's 7 right now.
Oh, they're waiting to take it. They're waiting to take. If they grabbed all the 7.5s already.
Okay.
Like last night, some books, you put it over 7. 7's a key number, man. There's already 2 books at 6.5. It's going that way. It ain't going up.
Fair.
I mean,
grab it now.
Sunday, yeah. If you like Dallas, you better grab 7. But you can wait in game, and if Boston starts even remotely close, you take 12.5.
That's what I'll probably. I mean, I think it's a good to lay it down with Boston and then get the in-game number at plus 12, plus 13, somewhere in that range.
I mean,
it'll run. I mean, it'll run fast.
Well, if you think Dallas is going to be competitive, you could wait and get a shorter number. You run the risk of never getting it though.
Right, never seeing 7 again. Right.
Well, yeah, like the lowest number maybe.
Which is at 6.
That lead is 8.5.
Which is at 6.
Well, that's where it's going. He said, "Where you asked where it's going."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he thinks it closes at 6.
Okay.
It might in some places. I agree with him. I 100%.
No, I think being on Dallas is a smart. I think game 2 is going to be tighter. I mean, as I said, Boston in game 2s has lost 2 of those game 2s at home, and yes, they played much better in game 2 against Indiana, but that's because game 1 they should have lost. So they don't normally put together back-to-back tremendous performances. That's not normally how Boston winds up doing it. So
CBW said Kyrie's due for a win then after all those L's.
He is due for a win. Funny. That's true. But that's
Southern Star 71 had Dallas last night plus 23.5.
Got it. Heck, 18.5 cashed.
The boys, the kids producing the show last night took 18.5. You want to talk about a sweat that didn't really need to be a sweat.
Ouch.
Oh, Dave's Daily Pick took 17.5. That did hurt.
Ouch. He didn't get it. Ouch. 18.5 did. Before we get to Linehan, just a quick shout out. I am actually wearing a Connecticut shirt, boys and girls, today.
That's nice.
Our friend Emerson. This is a DraftKings produced.
Yeah.
I don't
Connecticut
know why.
Money Line.
What is it? Why did they produce this shirt that says Connecticut Money Line? I don't understand.
What do you mean? It was cash money. All it did was cash. They must have put that out.
They put for UConn. We're talking about this is basketball, college basketball. UConn. That's what it means. That's what this means. You sure? That's what that means.
Connecticut Money Line, cash money.
Interesting. So then
what did you think it meant?
I don't know what
Hurley's going to LA.
I did not know what I opened the shirt. I opened the package and I was like, this is from DraftKings. I was like, who is sending me DraftKings stuff? And then I opened it up. It said Connecticut. And I was like, okay, either this is a really funny gift. Either Emerson sent this to me or somebody sent me a phenomenal gag gift. And then I still don't understand what it meant. I was like, oh, because why wouldn't you put like a Connecticut basketball or something in reference to the
same reason we don't put clips on the show. They may not be able to make T-shirts.
You tell me DraftKings, but DraftKings is not the official sports book of UConn? Really? I figured they would have gobbled that up. No?
Probably not.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
Probably not. Probably, listen, there was no note or nothing inside the
official book of the official book of the Celtics, the Patriots, I think.
Was there no note or nothing inside the package?
Zip, zero, nothing. Just a package. All it was.
I had a package arrive yesterday from somebody the same way. No note, no nothing. And I knew immediately who it was from, actually.
Oh, okay.
But our guy, Rainmaker.
Oh, very nice.
Sweet Lou from the 412 sent me a package.
Very cool.
Get some things done with some hats.
Well, let's talk about Massachusetts, okay? Let's talk about what's going on in my home state, because there's a lot going on in my home state. Our friend Robert Linehan covers everything sports betting and sports gambling related, joining us here on the Bostonian versus the Book. Robert, how are you? Welcome back to the show. Good to see you again. Thanks for coming on.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on today.
Hello, sir.
in your
I'm going to
world.
let Matt ask you the first question, but the hair looks exquisite today. Kids home from school. You got a couple minutes. Everything's good, right?
That's right. I trimmed up the beard a little bit for you guys too. So, trying to be a little presentable today on Bostonian versus the Book. So let's hit it.
Let's stay in Massachusetts. And the idea we learned yesterday that the Reese Davis comments could have some interesting reverberations in the state of Massachusetts, given that Barstool Sports, when it was Penn, had that can't lose parlay that they didn't like in Massachusetts very much, and they went after Penn for it. And now you have the risk-free investment comment on national TV by Reese Davis when he was talking with Aaron Dolan on a game day segment that they're going to bring up for what? What's the conversation? Are they going to try to penalize, fine, suspend? Like, what is the Mass Gaming Commission interested in this comment about?
Yeah, so it's an interesting situation, and I actually wrote about this after it happened in March. So for those that don't know, on College Game Day, back during the March Madness tournament, Reese Davis was discussing, or he commented on, a best bet segment that Aaron Dolan had presented that was sponsored by ESPN Bet. ESPN Bet, as you know, is a licensed operator in Massachusetts. They're partnered with Penn Interactive, which is the company that, was the previous partner of Barstool Sportsbook. And basically he had sort of an offhand joke live on air saying, I think Aaron Dolan had touted some under for one of the games. And he basically said, that's about as close to a no risk investment for gambling as you're going to get.
Like flippantly, he said it, but he said it.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was an offhand comment. However, it went out live on air. People picked up on it on social media. And people started going crazy because, they're basically saying, oh, he's saying this is, basically in the regulated sports betting world, risk-free, free bet, no sweat. Those are like the worst buzzwords you can possibly have when it comes to promos or bets. Basically, they don't, regulators are worried that the bottom 2% of people watching that don't know it's a joke will bet a huge bet on that, that on that suggestion. They'll lose, and then they'll say, well, Reese Davis said it was a risk-free investment. That's where the worry comes from. I mean, you take 2 seconds to realize that anyone with any common sense knows he was joking. I mean, he laughed after he said it. There's obviously no such thing as a risk-free investment in gambling ever. But Massachusetts takes that stuff very seriously. You had mentioned, Matt, that they had a problem with, and this is one of the greatest things I ever had to cover in Massachusetts. They had like a 7-hour regulatory meeting.
Oh my!
On
7 hours, Linehan?
It was a lot. It was lawyers out the wazoo for Barstool Sportsbook and Penn, because Massachusetts had a problem with, if you guys remember the Dan Katz, the big cat can't lose parlay. They had a problem with that because, he would say jokingly that it was a can't lose parlay. And the argument was that, he is such a bad gambler and he's such a bad sports bettor that no one could take it seriously, that everyone knew that, it was a joke, that he, would hit it like 40 or 30% of the time. However, Massachusetts said, not everyone knows it. Not everyone's in on the joke. And they ended up fining, or actually I still don't even think they've released, what the findings were from that adjudicatory hearing, but they're basically doing the same thing again for Penn and ESPN Bet for these Reese Davis comments. They're having an adjudicatory hearing where they could decide to fine Penn Entertainment for comments made on air by Reese Davis regarding sports betting. It's a huge can of worms. I wrote about this back in March, that I thought that when he said it, it'd be trouble because Massachusetts takes this stuff very seriously. And you have so many ESPN talking head personalities that, what's going to happen now? Can they, if they say something like, wow, that makes sense, or, something as innocuous as that sounds good. it's going to run afoul of their regulations. So this is going to a hearing. They could get fined. And if they do, I mean, they're going to have to move forward. ESPN's going to have to move forward and think about a way that they can talk about sports betting on air or educate their commentators that they just don't comment on these sports betting segments.
That's probably the best course of action is doing that.
It's interesting. It's almost overkill, you could say, but this is not something like it doesn't just come out of the blue in Massachusetts. I mean, this is their wheelhouse. They take this stuff very seriously.
Stay in Mass for a second because we got a couple other questions to ask. But when they had the hearing and they were going to talk about the limiting, and the books decided that, you know, whether they all talked to each other or coincidentally, one by one the day before, they emailed them and said, oh, by the way, we ain't coming. What are the ramifications of that going forward? Because the next day or the day after that, they said, well, guess what? We're going to go to 51% like New York with the tax rate. This doesn't seem like they're working together, Linehan. This is not, is this good, bad? What do you think about this whole thing?
Well, you know, I think everyone kind of ran with that Massachusetts senator trying to amend the state budget to increase sports betting to, what did he tried to get it up to 51%. Yeah. That was never going to happen. He spoke during the budget hearings for about 45 minutes. He rambled on about everything and anything other than why he was actually going to increase the sports betting tax. He has a history of, you know, he's definitely not a fan of sports betting. He's not a fan of gaming in general. He was very against sports betting when it was up for discussion a few years ago. He went through his discussion, and then I would say, I mean, honestly, in less than 1 second, they voted it down unanimously. It was never even a consideration to raise the sports betting tax rate by that much. The practice of limiting players, though, is going to be a big discussion in Massachusetts as we move forward. Like you said, most of the regulators, other than Ballybet, no-showed the public discussion. They basically said that they didn't want to, you know, to participate in the discussion. They would have to divulge trade secrets and proprietary information about how and why they limit users.
Yes.
So they said, look, we can have it, but like, we're going to have to talk about this stuff in executive session behind closed doors. The Massachusetts Gaming Commission said no, and in the interest of transparency, we need to have this in a public forum. So it's going to be sort of a case of who's going to budge first. I think it's a no-win situation for the operators. I think if they come and have a discussion, it's really going to draw the curtain back on a practice that they don't want to talk about. And then if they don't show up, you know, you're going to have people basically saying they're wrong, that they should be talking about this. So I don't think you're going to see much in the way of like huge secrets being divulged at these meetings. No. The next one is June 20th. I can't see anything different happening for this one. I don't think anyone's going to show up again.
So there's obviously huge scandals going on right now, Robert, across both baseball and basketball. The baseball story is wild to me that Major League Baseball has simply said the Ohtani story is gone, that no more questions to be answered. Case closed. Ippei, he said he did it. The FBI is going after him, and Ohtani, in our eyes, did nothing wrong. Are journalists going to stop asking questions? Are they going to take MLB's word for this, or could we see more digging into this?
You could see some more digging into it. I mean, it's been fairly transparent, the whole process. I don't think there's a lot, I don't think MLB is really trying to cover up too much when it comes to this. I think that all the information that's out there is pretty much everything that happened with Ohtani and his translator. The FBI isn't focusing on him. The FBI is not going to draw the curtain back either any farther than they have. So, I think you're not going to hear too much about it unless some new evidence is unearthed. I don't think they're going to find any new evidence, to be honest with you, because I think there was a pretty thorough investigation. But that, and you mentioned it because that's kind of old news at this point, right? I mean, it seems like every week that we have a new sports betting scandal. We have, an MLB player just got banned for life this week.
Yeah.
You had 4 minor league players banned for a year for betting on baseball. You had the Jonte Porter stuff in the NBA that just keeps getting weirder and weirder every day as new stuff is unearthed. So I don't know if you're going to see a whole lot different with the Ohtani stuff. I don't think people are going to stop asking questions. I just don't know if there's that much more to actually find out, to be honest with you.
Well, the Jonte Porter stuff was what prompted me to even reach out to you, because you posted it yesterday. You had some things underneath. There's this international gaming alliance. There's a lot of different moving parts, but I mean, I went and read the actual court papers. The FBI got pretty deep and found out about, they went and grabbed this guy when he was at JFK getting ready to on a one-way ticket to Australia. Is all of this a good thing or a bad thing? We've had on Ben Fox this week. We had on Chris Grove a week ago, and all these people are talking about this is the system working. I would ask you this question. It's hard enough to book the bets and have the droids, the bots, the betting syndicates, the Telegram message, try to make money. Now you got to report when there's maybe suspicious activity, maybe a player's playing. Like, you got to be the police too. Is this working in your opinion?
Well, you can argue both sides, really. The argument that the regulated sports betting market is working, you could say that, hey, look, the sports books did their jobs. They flagged these bets. They saw that they were suspicious, and they reported them to the proper authorities, and it led to these arrests of 4 individuals. Jonte Porter, of course, has not been charged with anything yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if you may hear something change on that in the future. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But but then you do have the other side where you could say, okay, well, why were these bets? Why was this $80,000 parlay allowed to go through on this 2-way nobody of a player? You're making an $80,000 parlay on the unders for his assists, rebounds, 3-pointers, steals, and blocks. This guy that plays 6 to 10 minutes a night,
right?
Why are you allowing this to go through?
Robert, there's not a bookmaker walking planet Earth that would say, I want to take that bet. You go immediately, you keep them outside the door and say, I don't want that, because even if it wins, why am I taking an 89 parlay and something that could hit and turn the lights off? If I'm taking it, though, to then kind of work with the people that I don't have to pay it if it wins, but I'm going to tell the people if it wins, there might be something going on here. That's the talk amongst people in the business is going, why'd they take that bet?
That's something I don't think we're ever going to find out. The books aren't going to answer that question. You're not going to, no one's going to say, oh yeah, if it didn't hit, you never would have heard of it because look, we hit $80,000 on this sucker's bet on some guy that never plays. We're never going to find that out. What you could say though, that it is working in the fact that, look, hey, these guys got greedy. They made several of these weird bets. It did get flagged and they did get brought to justice. I mean, they were charged, and it's a pretty strange case all around when you really consider it. I mean, I would consider this, of any of the scandals that we've talked about, this is the most impactful because it involved an athlete betting on his sport. It involved an athlete betting on or against his team. It involved an athlete that potentially swaying the outcome of a game by, faking an injury or faking an illness and removing himself after only playing 3 minutes. And it involved him having massive gambling debts and feeling pressured by outside sources to do these things. So, I mean, this is the nightmare for leagues where they have a player that was influenced by outside sources. They tried to sway the outcome of their own performance. They were betting on their own team. They were betting against their team. And then you had these 4 other individuals that were saying, hey, look, we'll erase these gambling debts that you have as long as you take yourself out of these games. So, I mean, I think this is by far the worst one of
Is
any
that
week.
the end of props? Like there's a buzz that's going around that like the books and the leagues are going to ban two-way props, or they're going to talk to them and tell the books what you can and cannot put up.
I don't know. I don't think you're going to see an outright ban of props. I just don't think you're going to do it. I think books would realize that would cut into a lot of their handle.
Yeah.
That those are very, very important and very popular betting markets. I think what, you may see is maybe they limit or maybe they do away with betting on unders. I don't know. But then you have the flip side though of, okay, if you keep it over, then what is going to stop a guy like that from or somebody from jacking up shots after shots, shooting, another 10 shots in a game that has already been decided that, someone's winning by 25 points. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what's going to happen. I think you're going to have to see some type of solution. I mean, you had recently a lot of states starting to ban player props in college football, but let's be honest, those markets are not NBA props. They're not NBA over and unders. I mean, the college player prop market is very, very small. It's not going, it didn't hurt books to say, to take the good PR bump and say, hey, we're going to ban these when they're like 0.5% of their overall handle every month. So, I mean, that's, it's going to be interesting to see if they actually take some drastic measures and put betting limits on, props for over-unders. If they eliminate unders entirely, we're going to have to see what happens. I don't know.
Talk to people in the books. That would help. Like they could call me and ask. I'll help them out. Last one for me, sir. I'm gonna ask my last one, and then let Matt tie it up before we let you go. Thanks for joining us, by the way.
Yeah, of course, anytime.
The Phillies and the Mets are over in London. We had Mikey Awesome on at the beginning of the show. He's over there. He said this fan experience was great. It's free. All this other stuff. Are you excited about this Phillies team? I mean, I know you're a Phillies fan. Things are going swimmingly well so far this season, are they not?
It's an odd place to be in, just, as being a Phillies fan yourself, or they're sort of your secondary team behind the Pirates. It's an odd place to be in because even when the Phillies won in 2008, and even when they made the playoffs in 2007, they did not start off well. It has felt like anytime the Phillies have been good, they have always been slow, and then they've come on late in the season. It's a strange place to be in where they are this dominant team that is just demolishing teams in every single way you can possibly do it. They're out hitting teams. Yep. They're out pitching teams. Their bullpen is immaculate, and they're just slaughtering these teams. And just, it's a weird thing to look up and see that they're, what are they, like 43-19 right now, or whatever they are.
Start in franchise history.
Exactly. And it's a strange place to be in because we're so used to just, hey, look, they've dug this. You saw it last year. You saw it in 2022. They dug this huge hole for themselves, and then it's them fighting and scrapping their way through the second half of the season for a wild card spot. I mean, everything is lining up for them to take the division. The Braves have been hurt. They're playing well, but they're not playing as good as the Phillies. So it's a strange place to be in. And it's strange to have this much confidence in this team that I expect them to win every single night. It's just every night.
Sounds like Matt and the Celtics right now.
The Celtics are, man, they're an absolute juggernaut. So why would you not think that they could win? It kills me. As a Sixers fan, it kills me to say that. But they are just like, you can't, unless Luka and Kyrie are dropping 40 to 50 points each, they don't have a shot. They don't have a shot. And it's great. And it's great because Tatum doesn't have to be an alpha guy. He can
stop talking about the Celtics now.
He can have his great night. He can have an okay night, and they can still win because he doesn't have to piggyback a team anymore. He's got other guys who can help him.
They're better when he doesn't have a great game. They're actually better when they play team basketball. Robert, good stuff, man. Thank you for the time. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you coming on. We'll do it again soon, all right?
All right, thanks, guys. Go Phils.
Robert Linehan joining us here, sports gambling writer covering the gaming world for us. I
didn't know he was going to talk so well about the Celtics. I mean, that was.
I mean, if you have two eyes and you can speak, it's pretty much easy to do. So, I mean, it's not hard to have those conversations, but to talk about that stuff, it's always good. We didn't have time for it, and we'll get to it next week. But the Staten Island sports betting Gambino crime family arrest that happened yesterday. We'll talk about it next week because it's pretty fun. We're out of time, but it's pretty interesting. It's kind of casino, kind of like a Goodfellas type of arrest. 17 people got arrested.
17
on Wednesday. Yeah, wiretaps and running an illegal book on Staten Island of all places. Shockingly, Italians were booking games on Staten Island. Never happened before.
Hold on. Matt has some Italian in him. I have some Italian in me. We're not besmirching anybody. It's Italian.
My grandfather was an Italian bookie.
That's fine. That's
that's
good. That's fine. Yeah. So I didn't see that. That's good to know. You'll have to send me a link to that article.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. 17 people were arrested on Staten Island on Wednesday afternoon by the Attorney General.
In June?
In June.
They must have been doing some big business because you don't usually feel the pinches and stuff or hear about this stuff
in the summer, right?
In the summer, everybody's at the beach or at the shore or, getting ready for the hot dog eating contest. Maybe they're getting ready for the Belmont.
Yep.
Not busting people for booking the baseball.
Game 1 tomorrow night, Stanley Cup Finals, Florida, Edmonton. Saturday start is a little rare, but they get themselves along with the Belmont running tomorrow. So you only have 2 big sporting events tomorrow. I guess you could say the London games as well, kind of. But what do you make of game 1? Who wins?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Wow. Okay.
No idea. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't. I like Florida, but it wouldn't surprise me if Edmonton wins.
Okay. No, I mean, surprising. Which goaltender is the bigger question mark for you? Bob or Skinner?
I don't even think this is a question at all.
Okay. Why? Who?
What do you mean? It's Skinner.
Bob went 1-4 with the 4.7 goals against average last year against Vegas.
Vegas was a better team at this point last year. He had no shot.
Whoa. Really?
Florida was beat up.
Okay.
Vegas was dominating the puck, and they were in the zone way more. They didn't know that going in, but when you saw the first game, you're like, this is going to be tough. This is really going to be tough for Florida. And then after that, it was just one of those situations. I think it's completely unrelated.
Skinner is 11-5 with 2.5 goals against average.
He won on that series against Dallas.
He's been tremendous. He's been tremendous. I don't know if Skinner
about him. He's earned every bit of the reason why Edmonton is in a Stanley Cup is because of his play.
So isn't it fair to say that Bob might have a bigger question than Skinner?
Of course that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just said, so? I asked you, you said without a doubt, it's Skinner. You said no questions, it's Skinner.
Opinion, but
I think personally there's a real question about Bobrovsky for Florida. He was great in the last series, but Edmonton's firepower is legit. If they get power plays,
the power play changes everything. If Florida gets power plays,
fair. I can't wait to see, is Florida going to be the better team 5-on-5 again? They have been throughout the entire Eastern Conference, the whole Eastern Conference playoffs. Florida's been a better team all year on paper, 5-on-5. Are they going to be better 5-on-5 against Edmonton? Because the best player in this series plays for the Oilers. Might be the case the best 2 players in this series play for the Oilers.
Individually.
Yes.
You just said 2 players don't make a team when you talked about the Celtics.
Well, basketball and hockey are different sports, but I get your point. Yes, hockey's more of a team sport than basketball is in terms of 5-on-5 versus 4 lines.
Well, 2 guys out of 5 on the floor, that's 40%. The stars play at maximum about a third of the game. They don't play nearly as much, and you have to have secondary fourth line, all these things have to all work together to get you that cup. I can't wait. This is going to be better. I'm not saying better, but it's going to be a different feel, look, whatever, than the NBA Finals. I feel like the NBA Finals, after watching that game, we know who's going to win. I'm not going to say it. We'll talk about it on Sunday. Let's go, Mavs. Just give us content. Keep it in it. But I'm getting prepped for the show tonight for Sports Good. I have a special outfit ready to go. I can't wait.
Okay.
A lot of green.
Conn Smythe, Connor, Barkov, Bobrovsky, Kachuk.
Yep.
We got 3 Florida Panthers
Mm-hmm.
and Connor McDavid as the odds-on favorite.
Yeah.
Draisaitl can't win this?
Oh, no. He can, but the odd thing about the Conn Smythe is that it's not just the Stanley Cup Finals.
Correct.
So they take into everything.
But nobody remembers that.
The
They
voters do.
Yeah.
I mean, Picard could be the defenseman could be the Conn Smythe winner. I don't know if they'll vote him. Don't forget, Matt, Edmonton's penalty kill went 28-0 against Dallas. They killed every penalty. Every single penalty. Damn. Thank you for that one stat, Bonvi. By the way, when we met Flip,
that's a
referred to when I asked him what size hat he wore. He said, I got a big hat, probably not as big, a big head. Probably not as big as one snap Bonvi, though. A guy from Iowa and 2 guys in Vegas were talking about a guy named One Snap Bonvi the other day. So just credit to you. Wow. Give him a poll. We haven't had a poll yet. Give him a poll. Who wins the Stanley Cup? Florida, Edmonton. The series price is low. Series price minus 130. Some places minus 135 just because they got home ice. I think this is going to be one of those dead split down the middle things. We're going to be 55-45 max for the hockey heads.
Okay.
Vote in there. FLED. Who puts FL? That's the postal code. I know, but FLA is usually how. And Ed, short for Edmonton.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a one more story, and then we gotta get to roll call Friday. Okay, so
one more story is right now. Is this the proxy service story?
Oh, look at you producing the show so wonderfully. Yes, Game proxy service NFL story of the day. We will see big business coming into town next week. Looking forward to seeing MC stepping on by. 702-570-8255. Text messages rolling in each and every day. Good to see you guys using the text line. We got one right now, just came in. Thank you very much. Tell Richard to check his phone. I doubt that. I don't think that was for us. I think that's a misdial. It was a mistake.
No. That's Richard. You know what they call guys named Richard, right?
Yes.
That's short for me. That's a direct tell Richard to check his phone.
Oh, that's to you. Okay.
Yes.
So, sorry. I didn't realize that who he was referring to with that text message. Interesting place to send that text, sir.
I got it.
Got what?
I've been searching with him for the total in tomorrow's Philadelphia Phillies New York Mets game. There hasn't been any appearance of it because it's in London. I'm going to ask you what you would make the total based on what it was the last time they played in London.
13.5.
Look at you working. That's good. Get to the Brigade Proxy store today. We'll talk about it after.
What's the number? I want the numbers now. What's the number?
We'll tease it. It's a tease in the business.
Right.
Good job.
BVBshow.com to jump in with us. If you want to send us an email on that, you can text the Brigade Proxy Service at 702-570-8255 to be a part of the Circa Million or Circa Survivor with 16 million guaranteed prizes. Coming up, 6 million for Million, 10 million for Survivor. Looking to see all you guys here in Vegas. You must come to Vegas to sign up in person and then hire us, and we will enter in your picks all football season long. What are you laughing about now?
I looked out at the chat while the graphic was up. One of our wrenches, Sonic, has a great chat comment in there. Brigade Proxy Story of the Day, sponsored by Miracle Ear. Because you blow out everybody with the speaker.
That's great. That's tremendous. It's a quick one. It's nothing all that exciting, but the NFL preseason football schedule has been released. So if you guys, for all the national TV games, if you're curious, Chicago's got a lot of buzz. I was reading an article yesterday. They're playing the Hall of Fame game. That's the first game of the year. There's a lot of people who are starting to think about the idea that Chicago might be actually one of those teams that nobody sees coming, and that you might actually want to look at betting their over for wins and maybe even take them to win the NFC.
Calm down.
Just saying. Houston, Chicago is an 8:00 Eastern time kick on the 1st of August. That's so early. August 1st.
Hall of Fame game?
August 1st. I mean, it's currently, we are less than 2 months away from it's preseason, but football guys in football uniforms.
What are we doing? That's way too early.
Right? So it starts on the Thursday, August 8th for nationally televised games. Carolina at New England, Detroit at New York, the Giants. Then on Friday, Atlanta plays Miami, Houston at Pittsburgh, Philadelphia at Baltimore. These are preseason on August the 9th. Saturday, August 10th, Washington and the Jets. These are just local time for these games. But then we get rolling week 2 or have nationally televised games week 3 all the way to the 25th of August is the final. New England at Washington is the last nationally televised preseason game, Sunday night, August 25th. From there, we go to the dead sprint to kickoff.
That's great news. Thank you for bringing that up. I will not watch a single second.
Really, for a team like yours that's going to be breaking in 2 new quarterbacks, you're telling me you're not going to watch Russell Wilson play at all in the preseason? Not even Justin Fields at all? Nothing?
If like Pap and Grandma are over and they're going to like, hey, you want to watch a Steeler game or something, and it's on, I'm not going to actively seek it out. I will read, I will watch, I will look. There may be a little curiosity, but like they're lessening the games, right? Is there only 3 preseason games now?
Yes, right. Yes. 3 weeks, right?
What am I looking for?
How
I'd rather go watch practice.
Well, fine, but I mean, look, I'm going to be watching Drake May. I'll tell you that right now. I only care about Drake May. That's it. But I want to watch Drake May play. Okay. I would want to watch Justin Fields, and I would want to watch, whether or not your offense looks somewhat competent, just like a body language situation. Do they like playing with the guy? Do they have fun playing with the quarterbacks? How is Russell Wilson adapting? How much does he play for that matter? And how much does Fields
play more? The first teamers, did they play more in the preseason now that there's less games?
Every team's different. Some teams don't play their starters at all. Some teams don't play anyone. It depends on the coach, how the coach wants to do it. Like we know the Ravens
preseason to get ready for the season, like get reps.
The Ravens have covered like how many consecutive?
I know.
Like the Ravens play everybody. They play real. They have a game plan. Like the Ravens play a football game. Other teams don't.
Well, I mean, I can't remember the last time like under Tomlin that they did.
Look at true?
Lorenzo. What's Tommy?
Is that true?
Bears to make the playoffs. No,
even money.
Even
really?
money. Yes, Public. Is the favorite.
Back down, guys. Pump the brakes. Wow. Calm down. Calm down. Getting even money on the Bears not to make the playoffs? Okay.
We're going to finish discussing this in about 30 seconds. While we're doing that, guys, put your 3-digit area code wherever you're watching the show from for Roll Call Friday. I need a 3-digit area code. You can put a weather report. You can put a comment. If you want to do it in a super chat. Yesterday, the super chats were great.
They were.
Thank you guys for that because they came up in green. I think a $5 one was a green, and we had a lot of green yesterday with the plays. Celtics. Green. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff right there. Wow. Starting to really flow. How many states today? I said 39 and a half, right?
No, you said 40 and a half.
40 and a half is the number. Yeah, we bumped it up.
I would bet the under, but we're going to be close.
Dab the map. Matt needs a refill on a coffee. Hold on.
I do?
I don't know. I just looked down. I saw something on DJ say
telling me that I'm lazy today. Wow.
No, you're. This is like the Celtics crowd last night. You started off, you were all up here. Now we're just
because we're dominating
the show.
You're dominating, and we're crushing it. So it's easy.
Stop. Enough. All right. Roll call Friday begins.
Where are you starting?
The first one I found is Eron Sean.
Here we go.
You see that? 703. Put it in those nice digits. Thank you very much, sir. Eron Sean, Centerville, Virginia. What does that say? 84. Oh, that's nice. It's heating up. I mean, you know what it's going to be here today? Excessive heat warning, 109.
Yeah, it was 1909 yesterday. It was not bad at all. We live up high. It's always 6 degrees cooler up by us.
I don't mind it. Like, I'm good here.
103. We're good. I was walking around last night.
This morning outside.
It was great. Do you want me to put? Do you want to read it, or do you want me to put it on the screen? What do you want to do?
Well, if you put everyone on the screen right after this,
yes,
I got it. I'm looking down, but there's JPC to fourth, 3-1-3 Detroit, one snap Bonvie with Kramer as an avatar, 5-1-9 Windsor, Ontario. Go Oilers! Good luck, Bonvie. We'll see you tomorrow. CBW 315 Oswego, New York, 65 degrees, rainy. I didn't say wet degrees. I said it. You read it. You typed it. I read it. Fish Killer 73 540 Roanoke, Virginia. Hokie Nation 83 degrees.
Hokie high.
That's getting that pocket of the East Coast done. Let's go out west. There's TPR, you with me? ? 206 Seattle. Go Mariners. Keep saying it. They're still in first place. We'll see you Sunday for the watch along party. 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, right here on the YouTube. Jordan, 1-star Gorov, 702 Sin City. Go Dodgers. Addison, the wrench, 812 B-Town, Indiana. Shirt looks good, P-Roll. Yes, it does. Connecticut money line for the people. PB, 941 Venice, Florida, 93 degrees, sunny. Mrs. PB's in Boston for a wedding this weekend.
Wow.
She's getting married. Is she going to the basketball game Sunday? If she needs tickets, DM me. We'll see if we can get her to the basketball game. I got a guy. Maybe get tickets. Deuce Daily, 978 Lowell, Massachusetts. That hat looks great on that dog. Second country today, because Mikey also checked off London, England. There's Vinko Martinsevich.
The fourth, actually. U.S., Canada, UK, Croatia.
Yeah, I meant international. We're in our country.
International would be technically Canada is international.
Bonvie, you're right. So that's the third country. Yes, and we know Butchie's down south, different country as well. Oliver Rosenfeld. I don't. Some people like to say Rosenfield. Either way, Oliver, thank you for being here. I don't know who you're talking to in that avatar. Looks very serious, but he's in the 415 San Francisco. There's JC from KC in the shades, Kansas City Royals, 216 Cleveland, Ohio. Sonic the Wrench, 602 wrenching in the 110-degree heat. Excellent work by you as always, sir. Thank you for the sport trade overlay. We're gonna continue to that. Thank you to Alex again for being here. Raymaker 512 looking good with that BVB hat. The 412 Pittsburgh, PA. I got the package, sir. Talk to you later about that. D Weezy 704 Isheville, North Carolina, hot and sunny. Guy gets the show. Thank you, sir. There's Whitrock representing with his BVB hat on. 319 Iowa City, 81 degrees and sunny there. Corey Macbeth, 402 Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you, sir, for being here. Appreciate the hell out of you. There's Joel Onler, 319 Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's what that stands for. Are you already home?
Yeah.
He's just here.
He flew out this morning, first thing.
That's why I had to do a delivery to him last night. Gave him a big hug. It was great seeing you. Way cooler than Vegas there. SoCal DGen 951 Riverside, California. Working on that thing for you as well. Stay tuned. George Mason 902 Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, Canada. Weather finally turning for the good. Can you imagine? It's June 8th or June 7th, and it's just turning for the good now.
No, I know. I mean, I laugh all the time because I'll ask Amanda, who's in middle of New Hampshire, what's the temperature? She's like 65. I'm like, it's June 6th.
Come on, bro.
What do you mean 65 degrees?
Man, oh,
yep,
man.
Overcast, and that's just New England weather. We forget what that was like in the Northeast. June wasn't hot.
No good.
No good.
No good. There's LL 480 Chandler, Arizona. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for being here. Timmy Cooley-Ross, another country heard from. Literally. 2000, Sydney, Australia. This is great. When you guys watch back the show, Timmy's one of the watch back guys, but he gets here live every Friday for the roll call. Thank you, sir. Put the comments in the comments. If we miss you here, put it in the comments on the YouTube at Boston versus the Book, where you're watching the show from with the 3-digit area code so we can recognize it next week. Santana 928, Yuma, Arizona. Big business 830. Cotulla, Texas. Feels like 105. I'm primed for the Vegas heat and a cold beer. Can't wait to see you. Big hug. Bucky's for everything. Love it. Ross Randall, 978, Amesbury, Massachusetts, 75 degrees sunny. It's time for my rocket ship and old fashioned.
Do you know what the rocket ship is?
Bro, we're not on bonus time yet.
Whee!
Let it go. Good job, Ross. Thank you for being here. Shade 724 is in the 412, Blairsville, Pennsylvania, 40 minutes east of Pittsburgh. It's out there a little bit. 71 and partly cloudy, home from work early on a Friday. Go Buccos! Yes, sir. Thank you for being here, Shade. There's Monty, 215 Philly Burbs, mostly sunny and 83 degrees. No humidity. Love it. It's a good day for baseball.
Maryland.
Too bad the Phillies are over in London. Matthew Smith, 410, Baltimore, baby. I like that. I like what the Orioles are doing, too. Thank you for being here. Great avatar. The Oriole logo always wins. There's G. Berg, 716, Buffalo, New York. Look at those two sexy guys that have picture that avatar. That looked good, Lair. I love it. Keep it up, brother. Aaron V, 308, Grand Island.
So we went Cedar Rapids, Omaha, Grand Island. We just went right through that I-80 corridor, right through the Midwest.
I-80.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Not a real pleasant drive, right?
It depends on where you're going. It can be pleasant, yes. It just, once you get past Lincoln, it's not that pleasant.
Bro, that I-80 in Pennsylvania stinks. That drive is terrible. I got pulled over there once. Daniel G, 989 Saginaw. That would be Michigan. Go Seas. Congratulations to the Saginaw Spirit for winning the Memorial Cup. Congratulations. Matt, your picks stink. In Detroit versus everybody with all this Bears on.
Right.
Say hello to the wife, Daniel G. Ryan Coot, 660, Tipton, Missouri. Watching from where? Where did he say he's watching from?
Lake to the Ozarks. Told you.
Dog Days Pool. Should we do a show from there?
Oh, my.
Ryan.
It's rowdy. It gets
Ryan,
rowdy.
Tell them we're coming. Get
It's
it
rowdy.
up. Get us a place. Delco Mike, 610, Glen Mills, PA, 80 and sunny. Have a good weekend, boys. You do the same, Delco Mike. Thank you for being here. Senior member brigade, Roger Long, 765, Clinton, Indiana. Good to see you, sir. The Juice, 602 PHX. That's Phoenix. Scorcher the Desert today. What? What did he say? You flashed it too fast. Go back.
Logan Allen under 5.5 hits. Guardians money line.
The Juice.
The Juice.
Guardians money line. Good. That's good. I don't know about the Logan Allen one. Next. What do you got? Francisco Ochoa. Look at that two-team parlay in his avatar. Double BVB hats. Thank you, sir. Escondido, California, 760. Reporting from Carlsbad, California, at the beach with the family. A lot of people at the beach still finding time to come here. Hat tip to all of you that are doing
Appreciate
that.
you. Yep.
There's, look, another beach guy. WV Punch Drunk 1, 910, Holden Beach, North Carolina. Riding the world of crab legs, one meal at a time. Whoa.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, you roll right there, WV Punch Drunk. John Serrett, 304 Oak Hill, West Virginia, 74 degrees. That's comfortable in Oak Hill. That's nice.
Oh, wow. We go back-to-back St. Louis.
St. Louis Ray, the Lou, 314. Love it. And then, wait a second.
314, 314. Two different people, same city.
Look at that. We got people in the Lou together. If we were a book, we would actually run the code to see if you guys were sitting next to each other working together. You're probably not. Thank you for being here, Mark Schilling, 314, home of the mediocre NL Central Cardinals. Sure. Santiago Garza, 960, Grand Junction. That would be Colorado.
Yeah. Wow, it's hot.
And hot as hell. Feels like 105.
He's on the roof. He's on a roof
right now working. Woo. Thank you for being here, Santiago. Appreciate you, sir. There's Gio the Wop. You know he's resting comfortably in the 949 Seal Beach, California. watching live on the beach with crappy, gloomy weather. Be happy for that. In about 2 hours, it's going to be beautiful.
Right.
Pierre in the cut, 317 Naptown, 81 degrees and sunny. Thank you for putting us on in the shop, cutting the hair in Indianapolis. John S. 724, Greensburg, PA, Skeens, Jones, Keller, and pray for rain. Now we're talking. Now we got to get a nickname, John. We're going to work on that. Those are the 3 names, and then we got to get a fun saying for that. We get that, we'll go viral. Speaking of going viral, every single week right here on the BVB Brigade roll call, this guy shows up. Scott Bartholomew, 907 Ketchikan, Alaska. Thank you for being here, sir. Appreciate the hell out of you. Jimmy Burke, 13, 718 Queens, New York. Can't stand Boston. Well, join the club, Jimmy. Hope you weren't out on Staten Island with them other people, Jimmy. I don't know about that. What's going on there? Sam Licata, 573 at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. Jet ski ride after work, minus 10,000.
It's awesome.
What's going on at this Lake of the Ozarks?
Everyone goes there. It's the place where in the Midwest, everybody, you haven't seen the show Ozarks, right?
No.
On Netflix. You should watch it. It's tremendous. But everyone goes there. It's Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri. It's the Midwest vacation spot. And it's so fun to go on jet skis. It's like Lake Winnipesaukee, but kind of bigger than Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. So it's pretty cool. It's a really cool place to go.
Okay.
Fun place. Real big party. Big party spot. Yeah. Fun.
It's great. Tommy Lorenzo, 951 Southwest Riverside County, 81 degrees and sunny. Stay cool out there, Tommy Lorenzo. Thank you, sir. We'll see you soon. Hopefully here, there, one way or the other. Southern Star 71, 606 Nancy, Kentucky. Great to see you. Dave's Daily Picks, 317 Lebanon, Indiana. Thank you, sir, for being here. Joe T with a Kansas basketball Jayhawks avatar is in the 620 Syracuse, Kansas, 100 degrees with 32-mile-an-hour wind. Sounds balmy. No, does not. That's not. No. Kansas going to be good at basketball?
Yep. Sure. Number one team in the country, probably.
Oh, boy. There's Timmy Campbell, TC, my man, 814 Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania, 84 degrees and sunny. Thank you, sir, for being here. David, 920 Green Bay, Wisconsin, 72 degrees and sunny. Will the Packers survive the Brazil gangs? Nice to see you guys. Nice to see you as well. I don't know about the Packers and that. Football Guy 97, 717, Lancaster, PA, 82 and sunny. Pool time with Orange Crush and green tea shots. Living it up right there, Football Guy 97. How about that? AP 412, Pittsburgh, PA. No, I got a soft spot for the Pittsburgh guys. Mount Washington, City of Champions. Ian Lights Out, 212, Brooklyn inside. Oh, I like that.
2 minutes left.
2 B's for Bruce Habs. 651 St. Paul, Minnesota, 78. Perfect outside. Me and you, Pirates and Twins. Buccos taking 2 out of 3 this weekend against your Twins. RJ, 630, Batavia, Illinois. Good to see you, RJ. Thank you for being here, sir. What are you looking at now? You're pausing.
Nope,
that's it.
We're done. Everybody. That's everyone.
Got it in?
That's the roll call. Yeah,
We're
that's
in.
everybody.
We're done jucking up and down.
We're done. We came in on the under on the number of states. We'll put the number of. I'll put that up during the during
come later. Like the replay gang is representing on the replay. It's crazy. I'm gonna get to those comments later tonight. I did about 6.5 hours on the air yesterday. A little bit tired. There's Joe the Fat Panda, 303, Denver, Colorado. Got online just in time. 95 and hot. Roll call.
Yeah, really cool stuff. I mean, I think one of the more fun things, and we can go ahead and put this up here for JPC because appreciate it. McDavid and Bonvie get their cup, get penalties, repeatedly betting over 1.5 power play goals. Probably both teams have scored 2 a goal, but that's a given. So JP3, we appreciate that. We appreciate best of luck, and I hope you're right. I want them to win it for sure. It would be absolutely tremendous for that. But Roll Call Friday is always really fun. It's one of the more unique things we get to do because we get to see where you guys are at watching the show. In bonus time, I will put up the actual map, and you guys can see the visual representation of where the brigade has been. But yes, you guys on the replay, we do watch, we do acknowledge, and thank you. Comment section has been rolling this summer. It's really kind of cool to see you guys constantly writing. So have a great weekend if you are watching on Sports Grid and or listening on Sirius XM. We are back on Monday. For the rest of you guys who are with us live, don't move because we got more to come, some games to break down baseball-wise in bonus time.
Game 2
What were you saying?
Game 2 Sunday night.
Yes. Yeah.
On the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Just wanted to drop that in there enough in case we get flagged for a call to action or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure that we told the people enough because I'm going to say it maybe 10 times.
Flag or call to action? Who's flagging us for call to action?
I don't know.
So as we always do here on with that, we give you guys a visual representation of the brigade. So there is your first
blank
map, and then the filled in map for where everybody is located for on this.
Our guy Mr. C's busy right now. He's usually in the South Carolina. We got a couple other people. Marcella Under represents the New Orleans crowd down there in Louisiana. He's been watching the show on replay because work schedules get in the way, kids' schedules get in the way, obligations get in the way of appearing live. It's fine.
Camp, like my life's all twisted and turned upside down with camp this week and everything else. So yeah, it's funny because here
I got 2 texts this morning and said, "I'm sorry, I'm going to miss Roll Call Friday."
It's nice of you
guys.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you. We're very kind of you.
Just listen. I'm going to listen later. I'm going to watch later.
Great.
I'm like, awesome. Thank you.
Tremendous. Please do it. We really appreciate it. But yeah, there's a lot of you can listen on audio, you can watch it back on video, you can watch it on replay on Sports Grid, you can listen on Sirius XM so a million ways of consuming the show. It's one of the things people talked about. They're like, why don't you limit the number of ways? And I don't want to limit the number of ways. I want people to be able to get it as many possible outcomes or outlets as possible.
What would be the strength of limiting it?
One place, one number.
That's fine, but what if somebody can't watch
Correct.
it?
Then you miss them. Right. I mean, that's how it used to be back in the day when we were all kids, right? If you didn't watch Cheers, you missed Cheers. Oh, I missed it. Shoot, I missed it. Like,
right.
That's not the way the world works anymore. Like, I think you want to make it as easy as possible for somebody to consume the content, either audio or video, TV, radio, give them as many places you can find the stuff.
In different forms too.
Yeah,
like audio. Like the short is running. We got almost 10,000 views on a short.
Right. Which is cool. And a lot of
watch it and then they come and watch the show.
The funny thing about that is the comment section. People started getting into fights with each other. It was great. There were 27 comments going back and forth about Caitlin Clark. That's fun.
Lightning rod
topic. It is. Yeah. It's the hot topic. Yes, you're absolutely right, Jude. Appointment viewing is not a thing anymore. You're right. Completely and totally. And don't feel bad, Jim, when you miss the show live. As you watch the show, that's all we need. Nothing to feel bad about. And YouTube user, thank you for doing it. Second time made it live. What's up? That's cool.
Fantastic. Yuma, Arizona, 102, currently 109. Hi, thank you for being here. Again, that's what's happening. Like,
so this is interesting, right? You cannot comment on the live chat, but you can leave a comment on the actual video, but you can't be the live chat's not live. It's rolling, but it's not live.
You can watch the show. What we're finding out is people watch the replay. They want to see the comment section or, the live chat.
Yeah.
You can't get involved with that, but then you can go leave a comment, which like our guy Seabass, I call him Sebastian Anthony down in Australia, does almost every day.
Well, he timestamps it too.
Emailing us comments after the show every day. You
right.
can email askthebvb@gmail.com, or go to the brigade or what is it? thebvbshow.com.
Right.
And there's an email us. We get it. So you can comment or ask us questions or whatever afterward. Watching the show live is the only place to get in the chat. That's the one thing, right? Like there's no other way to do that.
Yeah. Totally, completely agree. All right. Mets, Phillies, London. What's the total?
So I was on the phone. We were going back and forth this morning. I said, find it. What do you make it? And we were both like, well, it's Suarez and it's Manaea. Suarez's totals. I mean, is it 10? Do you make it 10? Do you make it 14.5? Do you make we don't know yet. We had to find out who the Mets are saying their pitcher is. I think they're going to pitch him, but the only reports were that it is Manaea. So the number came 10.5, which might be a little bit light. It might be a little bit
Well, it
short.
just depends upon when the bullpens come in. Because Suarez doesn't give up any runs, but if the bullpens come in, like you get to anyone's bullpen. I mean, I don't care how good your bullpen is, and it's a bandbox of a ballpark and it flies like it's wiffle ball.
We were talking about it, and we were, Butchie said, well, it's got to be at least 13.5. So I think, it'll pop in places, and, it's hard going first as long as you're willing to take bets. I loved it. I love putting up the first number because I'll find out. You tell me if I'm wrong immediately. And the limits are lower the day before. That's fine. Take your shot.
Butchie,
thank you, Butchie. 13.5.
Agree with me. Okay.
Probably the right number. Might be a little bit high. They'll probably settle in at 12.5. Who knows?
What's up, Brian? Good to see you, man.
Hello, Coach Opoka, 630.
Have you seen the videos of Chicago with the cicadas?
No.
It's like a fucking movie. It's crazy.
Bad?
Bad. Like something out of a fucking horror film. Yeah, like taking over full buildings, cars completely covered to the point where you can't see the car.
The bugs.
Cicadas
Isn't that a Florida thing?
No. Cicadas have literally destroyed Chicago. Like we got there at the right time. The suburbs of Chicago are getting completely overrun by gigantic bugs. Gigantic bugs. They eat everything in their path. Like literally, this is where it's out of the Bible. Like that's the lotuses out of the Bible. Oh my! Listen to me since the COVID days. What's up, Delco Mike? Where are you?
Mike, thank you.
Live shows so much better to see the comments. Don't always get to do it's going to work, but thank you for being here. Where are you, Delco Mike? Tell us where you are. We'll put you on. We'll dab the map for you.
He did. He's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, he did. Okay, thank you very much. Good. Tennessee's getting hammered too. Wow, the Midwest is getting nasty with cicadas.
That's one thing. I mean, like, there's a lot of people that ask, like, what's it like living in Vegas? We don't have bugs.
No, it's a huge deal. Madeline comes back. Like when she comes back from Boston, she's going for a month. When she comes back, I guarantee it's one of the big things she says is the bugs are awful. The bugs are awful. Get bit, greenheads, blackheads, horse flies, no-see-ums. Ugh.
You take it for granted when you live here. It's good that they get to experience it. They get mosquito bites.
Horsefly bites, greenhead bites suck. Those things hurt.
I don't even know what a greenhead is.
See, because you're not from the coast. Greenheads are a coastal Atlantic coast thing. We got them all the time in New England, in New Hampshire, Massachusetts. On the Cape, you get greenhead bites all the time, and it sucks. They hurt. Nasty.
You ever get stung by a bee?
Of course. Haven't been stung by a scorpion yet.
Stung by a bee.
Right here, they won't know.
Very rare. Like they're out for like 2 weeks.
Yep. Very rare. Yeah, kids don't get stung by. Yeah, the flying spiders things that might be coming next to like the Maryland area. That stuff's creepy as hell. You see those videos?
What?
So these spiders fly like their webs are parachutes. So the wind picks them up and then throws them. So you see them, they all get caught in like trees and power lines.
Yeah.
So you just see like cicadas covering the ground.
Yeah.
They cover the trees and they cover the power lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
I fucking hate spiders.
Well, you'll hate that. Yep. Yeah, you're Ross. Greenhead season starts in 2 weeks up by you in Amesbury. That sucks. Yep. I'll be up there with you. I'm going there in 2 weeks. I'll be there too.
Greenhead is.
Greenhead's just a big, gigantic bug. It's a big biting.
Fly?
Yeah, but it's a greenhead fly, and they bite. They have big green heads, and they bite you, and they suck. Yes, Tommy, a guy did get stung, but we don't know exactly what the guy was doing with that scorpion in his underwear. How exactly did that happen? I still need to figure out the way that happened.
Efforting to find him, to have him on the show to actually tell his story.
He can't. He's suing the Venetian for like $2 million. He can't tell his story till he goes. Till he
gets the cash.
You're going to the Cape.
Wait, give the guy that got stung on his balls.
PB, when are you on the Cape? I gotta know. I'm going to the Cape. I just found that out today. You got to go ahead. You got to DM me and tell me when you're going to be on the Cape. That would be crazy to meet you. I'll be on the Cape. It looks like I'm going to be on the Cape for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, somewhere in that range of July. So July 4th in the Cape Cod is like a annual family tradition. So looking forward to going ahead and doing that again. So it'll be cool. So that'll be awesome.
Very good.
If we can do that. Okay. Yankees Dodgers tonight. It's a 4:00 game, by the way. You guys, West Coast time. It's a day game. 4:00.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen numerous Dodger fans pissed off about this. Because Friday at 4:00 in LA sucks. That's not fun to get to the ballpark.
No, it's in New York.
It's 7 p.m. Oh, it is? I thought it was here.
No, it's in Yankee Stadium.
Oh, okay. So that's why it's a day game. Okay. I thought a bunch of Dodger fans going like, why is this a day game? Why is this a day game? Okay, so it's in New York. That makes more sense. It's 7:00. Okay.
Yeah,
so Dodgers are road favorites to the Yankees at minus 140?
Yeah.
Wow, that seems weird.
Strange, right?
Isn't that an auto fire on the Yankees?
Yankees had, Yamamoto's pitching 1.
Yeah, but he's like a roller coaster ride.
While you were bloviating and watching your Celtics last night, Juan Soto left the game with a forearm injury.
Yeah, he's out for a while.
And is going to be out.
Yeah, but Judge is their best hitter. He's playing.
There's people that say the Yankees won't be the same tonight without Soto in the lineup and have bet it to move it up. It was minus 120 last night, open. It's now minus 140.
Wow.
So there's been a big move. So, yes, the Yankees will be the side that the books need.
Weird. Get the Yankees at plus money at home.
Yamamoto's first start in Yankee Stadium, and they're laying. I think that, I'm leaning Yankees.
Wow. The White Sox have lost 14 games. The Red Sox beat the living shit out of the White Sox yesterday. Amazingly enough, the Red Sox offense scored 14 fucking runs. How did that happen? Red Sox, Celtics, money line parlay hit. Thank you to Chef Benny for pointing that out. I bet that right after the show was over. Boston this might be a W for the White Sox. It might end here.
It's got to end sometime.
Red Sox are throwing a gas can tonight.
Chriswell?
He's just a batting practice pitcher.
Well, he's not going to, what's he going to pitch, an inning or two? Like this is one of those games?
Might give up 4.
Maybe, which would be then the perfect time to bet Boston in game plus 3.5 or something like that.
Good
Red
bet.
Sox won yesterday. Boston is what? 18-10 to the under
after a win.
64% after a win.
Crochet going. I have a bet in this game, but we'll get to it in Better to Book It. Belmont is Saturday. Anybody care? Mystic Dan is running for the second of the 3 legs.
It's not even at the Belmont.
Nope.
It's ironic. It's in Saratoga.
Yep.
I think people up there will care. I don't think this has minimal buzz nationally. We might even mention it tonight with a graphic or something and talk about it, but I don't know. Unless I get a text from Frankie Fat Stacks or Moose or somebody that, a horse is live, I probably won't even bet it. I don't think I'll watch it. I don't know. Were you going to watch it?
No. I'll watch the replay, though. It's fun to watch horses run, but not something I actively look to bet.
Do you agree with Whitrock? No Triple Crown, no buzz?
Destroys it. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Dead. Better to book it time. All right, better to book it time. Game tonight here in Las Vegas. It is the Aces against Seattle in the WNBA. I've hit 3 straight WNBA bets. This number has gone all over the place. Opened at 10, went to 8, went up to 8.5, is back down to 8. 6-3 Seattle ATS is the big reason why. But Asia Wilson's the best player in the WNBA at the moment, and Vegas is killing people. Give me the home Vegas Aces laying 8.5.
You're like a WNBA handicapper now. I like this.
Yeah, just taking shots. Just individual, not betting a lot of the games, just betting the games that make sense.
Right. I'll take a shot with the dog and say book it. They won this game. The last time you did this with Vegas, they were at home, right? Or they were on the road?
On the road, laying 6.5. They won by 14.
Okay. Yeah. Dog. I always like to shade the dog. So
Liberty won it. Liberty, same thing yesterday. Laying on the road, destroyed them. Easy cover.
Crushed them
for Liberty. I think Vegas crushes Seattle tonight, personally.
Did you do anything with Indiana and Washington?
No. It's tough because Washington sucks. They're 0-9.
Road favorite for Indiana?
Washington's 0-9. They're 0-9. They haven't won yet. That game's unbettable to me. You can't make a strong case for either side in my mind in that game. It's an 0-9.
The points.
Why? It's 1. It's 1 point. It's a pick'em game.
3.
Oh, it's up to 3 now. It was 1.5 last night.
It's 3.
Whoa.
There's not a person betting that side. And that don't mean it's going to win.
Oh, I take the dog. I take the home dog. Yeah, I take the home dog on that. Yeah, it's a fair
point. Getting 3.
Okay, it was 1 last night, so now it's 3.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's bettable. It wasn't bettable last night for me. I couldn't. I mean, you over 1 possession, 3.5 makes it. I will play it if I can find a 3.5 out there. Give me over 1 possession.
It'll be on while we're on, so we'll
keep
an eye on that.
Good point, JPC. Indiana's 5 days off. Mystics played 3 times in 5 days. Yep, tired legs.
Go.
That's one way. That's why they're bidding against them. But
yep.
Everyone's just saying Seattle plus the points because of their 6-3 ATS record. But Vegas at home on a Friday night, seen it before. They get going. First 5 run line. White Sox against the Red Sox. Crochet against this Red Sox lineup.
Fair. This is good. It's plus money.
Plus 102. They got to be leading after 5 guys. Run line after 5 is a half a run, not a full run, not 1.5.
No, you're laying or taking. Is it plus a run or plus a half a run?
I'm laying half a run on the White Sox.
Oh,
laying.
I assumed we were getting it. Oh,
it's Crochet against the gas can. The Red Sox are throwing an opener. Red Sox are going to get.
Let's go. Let's go with this. Bet this. They're going to be winning after 5. Yeah. If they're tied, it's a bad beat.
Correct. But it's one unit and it's not laying juice. So.
He's going to keep them probably less than 2 or less. Let's get 3.
Yeah.
Be winning at 5 and then bet them in game tonight while we're doing the show on Sports Grid and take the Red Sox.
It's 140. If you want to bet money line, it's minus 140 on the White Sox. And I can't lay that juice with a team that's lost 14 straight games. I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I couldn't. I was like, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to bet that. Like they've lost 14 straight. The bullpen sucks. I mean,
right.
Can't do it. Oh, it's plus 110 now. Oh, now it's plus 110. I got plus 102. Now it's plus 110. Okay. Don't try to catch that phone night. Yeah, I agree. Minus 140 cannot do it. I agree with the White Sox. Absolutely not, Tommy. You cannot do it.
That would be the uncomfortable lay of the day. If you
seriously
play the run line or the money line with the White Sox in the first 5.
And then Reds money line. Lodolo going for the Reds against the Cubs tonight. Steele has not been good for the Cubs.
Good baseball game.
Rivalry game. I don't know if it's a good game, but it's a rivalry game.
8.5's a total. It should probably go over that. I like the Reds. Bet it. Yes. Wow. Yeah. Minus 135 in a couple places.
Woo! That number ran. Okay. I got 115 last night.
Damn.
Here we go.
Good CLV.
Oh, you love the Reds, Tommy. Good. Tommy loves the Reds tonight.
Yeah, I like the Reds too. Good call.
Okay.
Thanks, Tommy.
Nice. There we go with that. We'll go with that. Okay. And then finally, Florida money line tomorrow. Game 1.
Hockey.
Yep. Hockey.
Yeah, I like Florida as well. Sorry, Bonvie. I like Florida in game 1. Although I think that series is going 6 or 7.
I'm not against Edmonton winning the thing. I just think I think cup experience matters. They've waited so long to get back to the cup. Going to be a really rocket environment down there. Tough spot for the Oilers in game 1.
I have the exact tickets key to the basketball to both sides of the NHL.
Celtics, or
I had to do the Celtics before they played Indiana. I was like, they're definitely getting there. So I got the Celtics tickets. Celtics Edmonton pays more, but Celtics Florida, small profit. It's just when the chalk wins, it's you can only do so much. But need your all's opinion. Big business with a super chat. What does this say here? Let me make this
preseason. I got the Rangers at plus 200, no playoffs. I'm seeing it now at plus 200 to yes make the playoffs. Injuries are ahead of the schedule. I think they make a run worth the investment and take both sides.
Depends on the amount of money that you bet. Check the schedule. Look at the next 2 to 3 weeks, because that's going to change. If your run isn't there, you're going to get a way bigger plus, right? I mean, you could jump in now. if they're playing all bad teams in the next 2 to 3 weeks, they're going to be favored a lot and narrow that gap, then yes, you should do it.
Okay. Mikey checked in with a super chat. Good to see you, man, over in London. That was awesome. Thank you for coming on. That was really, really cool. And then finally, call me Jared. Roll call Friday, Youngstown, Ohio. Have a great weekend, guys. Go Mavs, I guess. Let's see. Favorite thing about today is what?
Seeing Mikey awesome. And, a random text this morning resulted in getting him, with a link and making sure that everybody gets to see him here. Stern talked about it yesterday with the proxy service, completely unsolicited. His team lost, by the way. They went 30-2 on the season. He said both losses hurt. Those things happen. But it does feel like family. Like when we get a check-in from Mikey Awesome, it's 6 hours ahead over there from here. So it's, he's busy doing this. Yeah, I can't wait to see everybody. He brings his hat. He's taking pictures. We appreciate all of it. So, today so far, favorite thing about today is, seeing the boys, checking in. Everybody's good. Good day. It's a good day.
How many hits did they give up? I don't know. Do you know?
I lost 4-1. He said it gave up 2 runs in the first inning and we're chasing. Softball has that when you get down,
it's tough.
You saw it last night. Hat tip, congratulations. That's the other favorite thing about the day that happened last night. Oklahoma won 4 straight college softball championships. That is so impressive to be able to have an entire class win the championship all 4 years. It's very hard. College sports are changing. The transfer portal is a mess. Blah, 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 blah. Great coaching, great culture, all of that. He lost the game. They're playing in a tournament this weekend. Teammates on that high school team are playing against each other, Stearns girls, this weekend. They get to move on. The thing with Oklahoma, cherish your last games because the games stop. We keep going, just like here, BVB Brigade.
Couple quick things. Just one, you're absolutely right. Mikey coming on, going to London, he'll take time out of his vacation to come on. It's pretty damn cool. Very much appreciative. Anyone, I love Roll Call Friday. It's such a fun thing that we do. It's just a cool look at where you guys are at and what you guys are doing and where you consume the show. It's tremendous. Yes, CBW, we will be on Sports Grid tonight in just 3 hours. For that, we'll be on Sports Grid tonight. So yes, it's late night BVB. If you guys want to watch us tonight, you guys can go ahead and do that. And then next week, it feels like summer. We're getting into summer. We got a lot of things coming up. You guys are coming in for the Brigade Proxy Service, which is going to be very fun in the month of June and July and August. We can't wait to see all of you guys. We got other cool things. Announcement next week may be coming about our next live show. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be a tease.
You always tell me not to say nothing.
Tease. It's a tease. It's what it is. It is what it is.
Okay.
I think
believe me, I'm bursting. I want it done.
Next week, once it's done and agreed to, we'll make the announcement as to where we're going to go and what we're doing. So there's another live show pending coming for us this summer. So looking forward to seeing different regions of the country taking this show on the road and going out and doing some fun stuff. So, and as always, if you guys ever want us to come, you go to thebbbshow.com, send an email, let's have a conversation, and we'll talk about it. Have a phenomenal weekend, everybody. We love this day. We love the Brigade. Sunday night live show will be on this YouTube channel, watching game 2 of the Boston Celtics, hopefully beating the shit out of the Mavericks again in game number 2. So we'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully, I don't know if they're going to, but hopefully they will, to go up 2-0. Dave, Matt, the Brigade, thank you. We'll see you on Sports Grid and on Monday for BVB.
Sunday.
That too.